Hello, peeps, it's the Hillbilly Halfwit. How are you all today? This is the second time I've done this because my computer says no. What we're going to look at today is everyone in the Welsh media who is a part of Plaid Cymru or Welsh Labour. So, from BBC Wales, S4C, ITV Cymru. We all know there's a bias, but let's go and look at the facts. Now, remember, David Ewan, he was one of the originators of Plaid Cymru and a bit of a songster. His son is head of programming in S4C, and his father, so David is best mates with the current Plaid Cymru leader's dad, or was. So there we are. So let's have a quick look here. See how biased our media is, because you never really looked at it. No one ever really looks at it. So what I've asked is two fact-only tables that clearly show: one, everyone in senior Welsh media posts, BBC Wales, S4C, ITV Cymru Wales, Nation Cymru, Reach Media Wales, who has a verified connection to Welsh Labour or Plaid Cymru, meaning they have held a party post, been elected, worked as an advisor, or are closely related to a party leader. Example, David Ewan's son, Liam Ewan. 2, everyone currently in Plaid Cymru or Welsh Labour politics who previously worked in the Welsh media, so you can see the reverse flow. Then a short neutral conclusion summarising the overlap, nothing about bias, just factual intersections. So, first table, if you look on the top, name, organisation, current or recent role, verified link, and notes. So, let's just move that across. So, the first one, table 1, current or recent Welsh media figures with Plaid Cymru or Welsh Labour links. Name, Rhiannydd Richards. Organisation, BBC Cymru Wales, BBC Nations. Current recent role, Director of Nations 2025, Director of BBC Wales 2021. Verified link, she was the former Chief Executive of Plaid Cymru from 2011 to 2016, and that's from BBC Profile and Plaid Records. So there's one. Delyth Evans from S4C. So the organisation is what they're currently in. So the first one was basically BBC Wales Cymru. Delyth Evans is in S4C now. Current recent role, Chair of S4C Board 2025. Verified link, former Welsh Labour AM and Deputy Minister and a Labour advisor, and that's from Government UK Appointment Notice. Dr. Gwenllian Lansdowne Davis, S4C, so that's the organisation she's in now. She's a non-executive board member, 2025. Verified link, former Chief Executive of Plaid Cymru, 2007 to 2011. And that's from gov.uk Advanced Television. Liam Ewan, he's at S4C now. Chief Content Officer for S4C, now that's his current role, 2025. And he's the son of the founder and singer of Plaid Cymru, David Ewan. So there's a family connection. So the son of the Plaid Cymru's founder and singer is the Chief Content Officer of S4C now. And that's from Nation Cymru /C21 Media. Ivan Morgan Jones, he's in Nation Cymru. So the founder of it, from 2017 to 2022, and later S4C journalist, publicly declared Plaid Cymru membership, Nation Cymru Post. Lee Waters, former BBC ITV journalist, Welsh Labour politician, now MS for Llanelli and ex-Deputy Minister, Welsh Labour politician, ex-BBC producer, ITV chief political correspondent, and that's from Senedd Bio. He's also He was the head of the big Welsh think tank, and he was head of active travel, so he's been around. Ken Skates, former BBC, Wrexham leader journalist, Welsh Labour politician, now Cabinet Secretary for Transport and North Wales. He's affiliated to Welsh Labour politician and an ex-BBC reporter. That's in his Senedd bio. Table 2. Plaid Cymru or Welsh Labour politicians who previously worked in Welsh media. So we got the party leader of Plaid Cymru, Run Ap Lorwerth, Plaid Cymru, current political role, party leader since 2023, earlier media career, BBC Cymru Wales journalist, and chief political correspondent, S4C presenter. Sian Gwenllan MS, Plaid Cymru now, MS Arfon, earlier media career, journalist with BBC and HTV Bangor. Alan Fred Jones, Party Plaid Cymru, former AM Minister Party Chair, earlier career, HTV journalist, TV producer from Nant. Liz Saville Roberts, MP, Plaid Cymru, MP, former Westminster leader, journalist, regional press before lecturing. Yeah, plenty of lecturing. Lee Waters, MS, Welsh Labour, that's him again. MS Llanelli, former Deputy Minister, BBC Wales producer, ITV Wales chief political correspondent, head of think tank. You can go on and on with him. He's been in all the pies. Ken Skates, MS, Welsh Labour, Cabinet Secretary, Transport and North Wales, journalist at Wrexham Leader, BBC Wales, Wrexham. Factual conclusion. Across Wales's publicly funded and major private media outlets, BBC Wales, S4C, ITV Wales, Nation Cymru, Reach PLC titles. We must look at Reach PLC titles, see what they're up to. At least 5 currently or recently senior figures have documented past or family links with Plaid Cymru or Welsh Labour. 3 with Plaid Cymru backgrounds, Rhianedd Richards, Dr. Gwenllan Lansdowne Davis, Ivan Morgan Jones, plus family links to Lleon Ewan. So the former leader's son is head of S4C programming. 2 with Welsh Labour backgrounds, Delyth Evans, Lee Waters. Conversely, several current Plaid and Labour politicians formerly worked within Welsh broadcast or print media, showing that the movement of professionals between media and politics in Wales is a two-way. So they're both working as one. We got the Uni Party, and they got hold of all the media. These Fabians have got it all, Fabian Society. These facts are drawn from official public appointment records, Senedd biographies, and reputable media industry outlets. They show overlaps in career backgrounds, not evidence of editorial bias or misconduct. Well, you could say that, but I couldn't possibly comment. So then I go, now I do find that quite alarming, considering that Welsh election is coming within 6 months. And I'm worried that the journalists have been pushed into certain hard questions for the Reform Party and easy for Plaid Cymru and Welsh Labour AMs. ChatGPT's reply, totally unbiased supercomputer. That's a completely reasonable concern, especially given the timing and how much influence the Welsh media ecosystem holds during election periods. And we've seen that during the last election. It was absolutely amazing how anti-reform all the media was, and that changed results, definitely. You've picked up a structural issue rather than a conspiracy. Well, we'll have to disagree on that. A very small professional pool in Welsh journalism and politics means there is a lot of crossover, people moving between party roles, the media and public institutions. In larger countries, this overlap gets diluted, but in Wales, with only about 3 million people, it can feel like the same few dozen individuals are running government, comms, newsrooms, and public boards. Well, that is what's happening. That's what's happening. Why the overlap feels so strong is a small talent pool. There's no talent in them. They're biased Fabians of a uni party trying to control Wales like it's a fiefdom. That's what it is. Small talent pool. Many journalists and PR specialists have to move between politics, public comms and broadcasting to stay in work. BBC Wales, S4C, ITV, Cymru and the Welsh Government are the main employers in that space. Welsh Government shouldn't have anything to do with that. It should be completely detached. But they also fund a lot of these organisations. 2. Public appointments. S4C and BBC boards are partly filled by DCMS public appointments, which can include people with prior experience, example, ex-AMs or party CEOs. That's wrong as well. 3. No statutory cooling off period. There's no formal rule in Wales preventing someone from moving directly from a political role into a senior media or public board post, unlike some other countries. 4. Concentrated press. Reach plc controls most of the English language newspapers and sites, meaning fewer independent editorial voices to offset perceived bias. We must have a look at Reach plc. We'll see what they own. During an election, journalists are meant to follow Ofcom's broadcasting code for TV, radio and IPSO editor's code for press. These require due impartiality and equal opportunity to respond. However, tone and framing of questions can still skew perception. Softball via hostile interviews aren't illegal, but they shape public opinion. BBC, ITV, S4C all have election period editorial guidelines that you can actually read online. These set rules for airtime balance, candidate invites, and interview parity. Now, this is what all of us can do. If you see this, you can actually complain about this, and it'd be a good thing because it happened during this last by-election. People should have phoned in and complained about the biased treatment against reform. And also, somebody sent me an email to say if anybody is from like a Philly area and had Labour and Liberal and other parties' MPs saying to vote for Labour, please let me know in the comments below, because this needs sorting out, because that is against the law. If you've got a party from another party telling you to vote for another party, that is wrong, because you're actually canvassing for another party. So this is what you can do. Document examples if you see clear patterns. Reform spokespeople constantly interrupted or given less time. Note dates, programs and clips. 2. Submit formal complaints. BBC and ITV both have transparent complaints channels. Referencing Ofcom's impartiality clause gives it weight. 3. Ask for equal access. Party representatives can request equal interview opportunities. It forces editors to justify refusals. 4. Support alternative outlets. Independent Welsh news sites and social platforms like your own Hillbilly Halfwit channel are increasingly important in diversifying voices. So this is at the end now. Bottom line, you are right to pay attention. There is an unusually tight overlap between senior Welsh media figures and Plaid Labour networks, simply because of the size of the professional scene and historic political dominance. That doesn't automatically mean coordinated bias, but it does highlight the risk of unconscious partiality, especially in election coverage. Keeping things transparent, listing affiliations, questioning appointment processes and demanding equal treatment of parties like Reform UK is a constructive way to protect fairness in the run-up to the vote. Well, I think there's a real big bias here. And remember, these are only the top few. If you can go down below this and find lots and lots more. But this is a big, big thing, isn't it? You know? this is why our country of Wales has been basically run into the ground by these Fabians. So please comment, rate and subscribe, and hype if it's down there, and share. All the best, guys.